Hold on, said Boxer. How come you guys don't have a German accent like Leyland does? Yeah, said Handy. If the factory you were built in was in Germany, then how come you guys... Actually, that factory was in Europe, said Leyland. Europe, said Security. Yes, Frida, the engine that was pulling my goods train, was taking the goods from Germany to Europe. That's an awfully long way to go, said Casey Jr. Yes, it is an awfully long way to go, said Leyland. But Frida is a fast, streamlined engine, so she made it to Europe pretty quickly with the goods train. So yeah, we were already in Europe when the train broke away. So the factory that Tex and Clark were in was in Europe. So naturally, they would be given British accents then. Is something going on here? Oh, hey guys, it's Skitty. We're just telling stories of how all of us got to train heaven. Would you two care to join us? Sure, said Shock. Might we join in too? Asked Elvis. Oh, hello there. I didn't know you guys were behind me, said Leyland. Sure, you guys can join in too. Can we go first? Asked Shock. Sure, said Elvis. So Shock and Black Widow spun on the turntable. They moved into a siding and began to tell their story of how they got to train heaven. Some of you may know, said Shock, that I was the leader of my own gang for a while. One day, me and my gang were asleep in a shed which was right next to an oil depot. There was a biplane flying outside, but it was rather rude and often flew way too low. What is that noise? Asked Ryan. Is that dumb biplane again? Said Inchworm. Shock, tell him to buzz off, said Mary the forklift flatbed. Alright, I'll try, said Shock. But before Shock could exit the shed, the biplane began to soar back up, but it nearly collided with another plane. The second plane swerved and lost control, and it plummeted down. Well, you can probably guess what happened next. Yep, that's a no-brainer, said Eduardo. Yep, and when the plane crashed down on the oil depot, it blew up the sheds, and me, Shock, Mary, Ryan, Inchworm, as well as Lola, the lock car, Hefty, Anger, Wrath, Greed, Angus, Pluto. Yep, that was pretty much everyone that was in the shed, the whole gang. Yep. Okay then, said Handy. Well, Richie, Elvis, you ready to go? Yep, said Richie. One day in Kenya, Richie and I were spinning around on a turntable. But unfortunately, the turntable wasn't spinning as fast for me as it was for Richie. Oh, this is ridiculous, I said. Why won't the turntable spin as fast for me? Richie chuckled. Maybe it's because you're sitting on the edge of the turntable. If you were sitting in the middle like I was, the turntable would be more balanced and would spin faster. Oh, alright, said Elvis. But unfortunately, he started moving while the turntable was still spinning. And his front wheels accidentally went onto the track in front of him. The turntable groaned loudly as it tried to move. Uh-oh, this ain't gonna be good, said Elvis, and it wasn't. Whoa! Elvis was thrown into the air in a series of spirals and began to fall down towards Richie. Let me guess, you landed on Richie and you exploded and you both died? No. Yeah, Scaredy, I wasn't carrying any liquid that day. Anyways, Richie backed up just in time and Elvis landed on the track with a loud thud. But instead of checking to see if Elvis was alright, Richie became cross. What are you, crazy? Said Richie. You could have killed me. This made Elvis cross. Well, maybe it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't told me to move. Well, you know, I'm not saying anything. And Richie rode away instead of helping Elvis get back on the track. After that, Richie and I became enemies. Then, a few days later, the two of us saw each other coming from either end of a high bridge. Neither one of us wanted to back up and let the other one pass through, so we decided to joust. Joust? As in, charge at each other? And you were doing this on a bridge? Yes, we were, said Elvis. And to make a long story short, neither one of us stayed on the track. And we fell to our deaths, said Richie. Whoa, my word. That wasn't the smartest thing to do, now was it? Said Tex. Yeah, what he said, said Clark. Yeah, we know, said Elvis. Thankfully, Richie and I reconciled when we were in train heaven. An interesting story nonetheless, said Scaredy. Well, I think we may have time for one more story, and then we all gotta get some sleep. Just then, Dakota and Reese pulled up. We would like to wrap up this series of Train Heaven stories, said Dakota. Yes we would, said Reese. Okay, said Scaredy. We're listening. Alright, said Dakota. Well, as you all know, Reese and I like racing. One day, Reese and I were going to have a race on some high mountain tracks. On your mark, get set, go! Reese and I were so determined to win, we didn't care what was in our way. Coming through! Coming through! Whoa, look out! Whoa, oh! That could have been a lot. No! Oh, we're still on the rails. Thank goodness. Oh, come on! Ah! But as Dakota and I were approaching the other side of the mountains, we came to a sharp bend that was right by the edge of the cliff. Whoa! Oh, phew. Whoa, ah! And that's how we died. Yep, same for Calvin and Hobbes. And the truck ninjas. After that, the trucks and engines went to sleep that night. They had a nice evening telling stories, but were ready for a good night's sleep. But not all the trucks were ready to go to sleep yet. You're late. sorry, Mickey. We were outside by the turntable listening to stories on how Casey Jr. and lots of other good trucks went to train heaven. Miranda, what's the latest update on Zella? She was talking to Gummy Dummy and Drool Fool. She asked them if they would decide to turn good. They were hesitant at first, but after she offered them some complete coats of paint, they accepted. And so basically they're turning good now. We cannot allow for this to continue. The more trucks and other villains turn good, the less villains there are gonna be. So it's safe to say that now is the perfect time for worst of rancorous, secretive trucks to re-emerge. It is time to come out of the shadows, take control, and put an end to Zella's plans, as well as put an end to Zella herself. Mickey? Yes, what is it, Lydia? I just want to say that there's currently another threat that's targeting the trucks and pretty much the Sodor Kingdom. Yes, I know, Albert and the Furnace Kingdom. We three will talk to him and see if we can work out a deal. Leave the trucks to us, and they can have the kingdom and the engines for themselves. You better watch out, Zella, because the worst is coming your way.